Good morning. Good morning, Amazon sellers, arbitrageurs, flippers, resellers of all stripes. Welcome to Coffee with Chris, live this Friday from sunny Central Florida. Glad to have you guys here. Stuart, what's going on, man? You are right on the money. Hope everybody is having a great day. We're going to get started here in just a moment. If you're new to Coffee with Chris, we talk about Amazon and reseller news and opinion. Occasionally there will be a rant, but of course, first, there is coffee. Phil, Eric, Bridget, Eli, Sarah, what is going on? Glad to have you guys all in the house. So this morning, we've got quite a bit to go through. And of course, if you guys have questions or anything like that, please make sure to drop them in the comments, and we'll get to those at the end of all of the news as well. And before you do that, please make sure to absolutely smash the like button, whatever platform you're watching this on, to appease the respective algorithms. Make sure that this gets out to a couple of more folks. So, the first thing in the news, we've got to talk about it, and hopefully you're not banking on this, but today the Mega Millions jackpot has reached like 950 million or something. I don't know. I can't remember the exact number. But it is the third largest jackpot in Mega Millions history. If someone wins, which is going to be a long shot, your odds are approximately 1 in 302,575,000. The cash payout is going to be incredibly large and life-changing. Of course, I would imagine that everybody is willing to spend a couple of dollars to at least mix it up in the excitement. Kyle, what's going on? Ryan, Jane, good to have you guys here. The other thing that I thought was interesting that I saw overnight is the Bernie Sanders memes. Now, you might notice that I actually posted a Bernie Sanders meme in FBA today, as well as my private group. And well, Topps decided that they were going to come out with a Bernie Sanders baseball card. So you can actually get Bernie Sanders in his mittens, sitting there by himself on the on the dais for posterity if you want to grab one of those. All right, let's dig into a little bit of Amazon and reseller news. First up, dietary supplements. Now, I happened to notice this first on my own account, or on one of my own accounts, where I was selling a dietary supplement that all of a sudden became restricted, and Amazon is requiring some more information. Now, this isn't necessarily new news. This is something that Amazon has sort of done in the past, and then it seemed to go away. Well, now it seems to be coming back, and looks to be coming back a little slowly, hopefully, as it affected some dietary supplements, but there was not a hammer brought down over everything. And I'm hoping that maybe it's not something crazy that happens. However, there seems to be a new page about dietary supplements on the Amazon website. There was not a date on it about it being updated or anything like that. I've never seen it before. So it looks like they're going to start requiring, or will be requiring, certificates of analysis, product image, or letters of guarantee from anyone selling dietary supplements. Unfortunately, that's really about all I know right now. I am keeping my eyes peeled for more information because dietary supplements is something that I've done well with in the past. I know that a lot of my friends have done well with in the past, and unfortunately, this could be a death knell for dietary supplements. And I see Eli says that Paul Rafelson suggests for OA to stay away from vitamins and supplements. I may have to reach out to him and chat with him, see what he has to say about this, because some more information is definitely necessary. All right, next up in the stack of stuff. I think that we've talked about this before, but I wanted to bring it up one more time. Amazon has been removing many, not all, but many negative seller feedbacks related to all of the shipping problems that have happened over Q4 and Q4 during a pandemic. So you want to make sure to check your feedback. Make sure that those are getting struck out off of your account if possible. And if they're not, make sure to open up cases about those, because there's no point in having that negative feedback if it can be removed. So wanted to drop a little reminder there. In other news, and of course, this is probably not completely selfless. I would imagine that that Amazon is being a little self-serving with this. But yesterday, on the 20th, Dave Clark, the CEO of Amazon's worldwide consumer business, sent a letter to President Joe Biden offering to help with the nation's COVID-19 vaccination efforts. Clark said that Amazon stands ready to leverage its operations, information technology, and communications capabilities and expertise to assist your administration's vaccination efforts. He added that Amazon has reached an agreement with a third-party healthcare provider to administer vaccines on site at the company's warehouses. Now, I'm sure that those vaccines, they would make sure to have their employees lined up at the front of those lines if they do run vaccination clinics at their actual warehouses. However, anything that we could do to speed up the process and get things back to normal, hopefully will be taken under some advisement. Something interesting that I saw is from Marketplace Pulse this week. Now, I actually posted this earlier, and I was told maybe it was a little bit of fear mongering. However, I don't think so, and I think that it's important that Amazon looks at this. And of course, I don't have a direct line to Bezos himself, but if I did, this would be something I might bring up. China-based sellers represented 75% of new sellers on Amazon in January of 2021. This is a significant increase from 47% of new sellers on Amazon coming from China in January of 2020. Now, they don't see where this has impacted GMV quite yet. And if you're not sure what GMV is gross merchandise value on the platform. That's still, the majority of that still belongs to domestic sellers. However, this trend of Chinese sellers outpacing U.S. and native marketplace sellers has been on the increase for several years. And it's not just the U.S. market. 75% of new sellers in the top 4 core Amazon markets, the U.S., the U.K., Germany, and Japan, were based in China. Sellers based in China, let's see here. Sorry, it was 47% in January 2020 and 41% of new sellers in January 2019. And since March 2020, more than half of new sellers in the U.S. were from China. Previous estimates put China's share of Amazon's gross merchandise value at 30 to 40%, with other sellers taking up the other 60 to 70%. Now, the only reason I bring this up is because I want Amazon to be a reputable and safe marketplace for well into the future. Not only for my business, but your business and anyone else who wants to become an Amazon seller and do things the right way. I worry a little bit. I'd like to see some more data. I'd like to see feedback ratings. I'd like to actually go and look at what kind of things are being sold. Are there going to be more knockoffs? Are there going to, be ripping off items from Kickstarter and all of those other platforms, like you might see in Facebook ads and stuff like that? And I certainly hope that's not the case. I certainly hope that they're trying to go legit and create brands for themselves or whatever. But there does need to be, I think, a little bit more investigation into this, because I don't think it bodes well necessarily unless there is some proper policing. Now, while we talk about that, one of Amazon's main competitors, Shopify, actually has a similar problem. FakeSpot, and if you aren't familiar with FakeSpot is a Google Chrome extension and website where they go out and they actually try to see how often Amazon reviews are fake or manipulated. And they actually went in and did a research of Shopify stores. They say that thousands of Shopify stores are selling fraudulent products or just not delivering on sales. They figure about 21% of the stores that they analyzed should get a caution or a warning label. And what they're seeing is scammers selling duplicates of popular items to attract buyers with discounts or free shipping. FakeSpot analyzed 124,044 Shopify online stores and found that 25,788 of those have fraudulent practices. And this was originally reported back in December. Now, in the statement, FakeSpot said that Shopify scammers often sell counterfeit products or knock off popular products from Amazon, Shopify, or Kickstarter, and then promote those items to consumers using perks such as discounts or free shipping. And of course, if you spend any time on Twitter or scrolling through Facebook or Instagram, I'm sure that you've seen ads of popular products that look just a little off and offer free shipping or major discounts. I know that I get them on a fairly regular basis. So it's not just an Amazon problem. It is an internet problem. And of course, unfortunately, I don't have the answer. Amazon is taking an eye to look at reusable packaging. They recently filed a patent outlining an innovative way to repurpose packaging by making it very easy for the recipient of an online order to reuse the package it came in to mail another item without having to weigh the box or print a new shipping label. Not exactly sure how they plan to make that happen. I haven't looked at the actual patent itself, but it says a carrier may then be assigned to retrieve the repurposed package from a source location, like the first user's home, and then route the repurposed package to a materials handling facility. At the materials handling facility, the identifier is detected and a second label is printed and affixed to the repurposed package. I don't know. It sounds interesting. I'm good, or I'm happy that they are trying to do this and reuse packaging a little bit more, but it sounds like a lot of steps. Aisha, you have a question? You can drop it in the chat, or you can of course send it via email if you want to. Either way is fine with me. And we're about the halfway mark. If you guys have questions that you want answered before Coffee with Chris is over, before this thing is over, feel free to drop them in the chat, in the comments, and I will make sure to give you the best answer I can, or even point you in the right direction before we're all finished here. Mark Lowry. Mark Lowry is the founder of Jet.com. You might also remember him from a little project called Quidsy, which became Diapers.com that he sold to Amazon. Then he sold Jet.com to Walmart for a cool $3.3 billion, and then he became the head of e-commerce at Walmart. Well, Mark Lowry is stepping down. He is stepping down to go do something else. He's a serial entrepreneur and decided that he wants to build a city of the future, which is very Walt Disney-esque of him. And the city of the future, he would like to be supported by a reformed version of capitalism. It's going to be a new model for society we'll be testing. He says, imagine a city with the vibrancy, diversity, and culture of New York, combined with the efficiency, safety, and innovation of Tokyo, and the sustainability, governance, and social services of Sweden. This will be our new city. He says he plans on it being a lifelong project and the thing that he's most passionate about. So he's definitely got an idea as to where he'll spend his golden years of retirement, as well as what I would imagine will be billions of dollars to try to bring something like that to fruition. I'm always interested in seeing in lofty projects like this, and he's not the first person to come up with the city of the future. Of course, Walt Disney is one of the first guys who came up with a city of the future that ended up turning into theme parks. And of course, if you are from Florida, you know that there are housing developments and things like that that are sort of based off Walt Disney's vision. Peter Thiel has also come up with ideas for libertarian type cities. And so I'm always happy to see a new hat in the ring to come up with ideas to make society and life for everyone better. This one was it's not funny, but it's unfortunate. A U.S. Postal Service supervisor in Middletown, Connecticut, has been sentenced to 9 months of home confinement and a $20,000 fine after being caught stealing items like iPhones, PlayStation 5s, and Nintendo gaming devices. 34-year-old USPS supervisor was caught following an investigation, and he was stealing these items between the months of, he was stealing the items throughout most of 2020. So fortunately, they caught him. If you happen to live in that area of the country and you missed out on something that you ordered, well, maybe that guy sold it on his own eBay account. Good morning, Christine, Maria. Good to see you guys come in here. I wanted to bring up a Google Chrome extension that I have shared in the past that you should probably actually get rid of. It's called the Great Suspender. It's something that I have used for a long time and recently deleted. But it recently got a new maintainer, a new developer. It was formerly a guy by the name of Dean Umke. And the new developer has dropped some silent updates that allow the extension to connect to various third-party servers and execute code. And I guess the extension actually started asking for new permissions, which I totally missed, like the all-encompassing ability to mess with your browser's web requests. This is according to the GitHub's Mage King. Now, the good news is that it seems that the offending code appears to have been removed from the Great Suspender, but you can't ever be 100% sure, which is why I went ahead and removed it from my own computer. And if you aren't familiar with the Great Suspender, it's something that suspends tabs that you're not using just to give your computer a little bit of breathing room. As we all know that Google Chrome is resource heavy, and as arbitrageurs and online sellers, we are tab addicts. I know that I am. I know that many of my friends are. Now, if you need something to replace the Great Suspender, there are things like OneTab and Tabs Outliner that do it. I know that there are other ones out there that I have not tested yet, but Lifehacker says that OneTabs and Tabs Outliner work well. I'm going to be testing those, and of course, once I know which one is my favorite, I'm going to let everyone know as well. And finally, Amazon came out with some guidance on the 19th. I would imagine that a lot of this is due to Q4 and things like that, and things being all messy and weird. And it's probably not as big of an issue as what they make it seem to be. However, they came out with some guidance about how to prevent FBA shipping problems. Common shipping problems include abandoning shipments, meaning not shipping certain product or certain shipments from your approved plan, deleting shipments and deleting ASINs from certain shipment IDs when those ASINs are also being shipped on other shipment or manifest IDs. And then they offer some ways to avoid these kind of shipping problems. For example, one is once you approve a shipping plan, add validation steps to make sure that your products are shipped to Amazon as stated in the plan. This includes sending the stated quantity of each product in that plan to each assigned Amazon facility. Now, they do not outline that there are going to be any repercussions for not following what they say. However, I always tend to read between the lines a little bit when Amazon comes out with some new guidance, and I would imagine that it's guidance for now. It will be absolute rule later on, and then there will be repercussions. So I would definitely suggest that you take a look at it and make sure that you are shipping properly and not trying to take shortcuts, as I've suggested in the past. So that is the news for today, everybody. If you have questions, please drop them below. We'll stay around for another minute or two. Please do me a huge solid and smash the like button wherever you might be to appease the algorithms of the respective channels, and I would greatly appreciate it. It helps me out a ton. Let's see here. Kaylee has a question. I'm about to head into tactical arbitrage in Germany. Does the OA challenge apply here as well? I did not pay them to ask this question. And are you aware whether IP alert works in Germany? So here's the thing about what I try to teach in the OA challenge. The mechanics of online arbitrage work in any market, whether I'm showing you things in the US market, the Canadian market, the German market. The mechanics and the fundamentals of online arbitrage are the same anywhere in the world. So yes, I do believe, and we have had people from all over the world take the OA challenge and even become members of our VIP community, and they've all said good things. So yes, it will work all over the world. And does IP Alert work in Germany? Yes, IP Alert does work across every single Amazon marketplace. However, we get far fewer reports from other countries. So I'd love to see more people start self-reporting from other countries, Canada, the UK, Germany, Spain, France, all those countries. I would love to see more reports, which of course you can email reports of IP claims to chris@cleartheshelf.com. And as long as we can substantiate those, they get added to protect sellers as a whole. But yes, it does work in the German marketplace. Let's see here. Maria, thank you. Appreciate you always showing up. You are a familiar face. Christine says, what are your thoughts on the Biden tax and how it may affect sellers? I don't have a completely formulated opinion yet because while I've read some of his tax plan, who knows how much of it will actually come to fruition. So I'm going to reserve my thoughts on that for right now. I know that there are plans that corporate tax rates go up a little bit, and I know that Janet Yellen has talked about creating a consortium, or it's not a nice word, but a cartel of countries that even the playing field for corporate tax rates. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Hopefully nothing crazy that will hurt Amazon sellers or anyone else for that matter. I want people to have as much money in their pockets as possible, because of course that makes our lives and their lives better when you're able to spend some cash. But once I know a little bit more about the new administration's tax plan, I will offer some opinion on it. And I will also say that my opinion is my opinion, and it cannot be taken as tax advice, because I am not a tax professional, nor do I play one on the inner tubes. All right. So a little light on questions today, everybody. But how do you structure? Oh, this is a great one. How do you structure your day to not get overwhelmed with everything going on? That's a great question. I try to chunk my day out. So, for example, on Fridays, I know that I have this, and it also takes about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes to get all of this ready for you guys and go over my notes, make sure that I can talk on what I plan on talking about. And so I try to chunk my day out. I try to have this done the night before. I get up, take my son, get my son ready for his day, and then get ready to work. And I try to chunk things out. So I'll have an hour for this, and then I'll have a 5 or 10 minute break, and then I'll have another hour where I've got I'm going to do, actually my next hour lined up is going to be doing leads and bolos for my VIP folks, and then the hour after that I've got reading lined up, and then the hour after that I've got some other things to work on. So I really just try to chunk it out. I'm not so great about actually putting everything on my calendar and actually dividing my time that way so that it's very, very structured. However, if you have the ability or the wherewithal to actually do that and actually plan things out on your calendar so that every 15 minutes, I know some people do every 15 minutes, some people do every hour, is actually planned for a certain activity. I know people who do really, really well with that. And then the other thing I do is I try to make myself a to-do list, and then I try to knock off the hardest things at the top and go toward the easiest things. And of course, I am not infallible. I am 100% a fallible human being, and so I miss the mark many times and offer myself a lot of forgiveness. Thinking about moving to Florida, how is the warehouse space availability down there? I see quite a bit smaller space available without any issues. There's a lot of these small strip style, warehouse, office kind of places that seem to have lots of space open. If you're looking for something, really large, you're probably going to have a little bit more trouble. And we've had a lot of folks moving to Florida recently. Peter Thiel just moved to Florida. Another big name that just moved to Florida is the former President Donald Trump. Of course, he's not in my area. He's quite a ways away. But Peter Thiel has moved down here, and I believe Goldman Sachs has moved down here, or at least are starting to move down here. And so we've actually had a huge influx of New Yorkers move to Florida. So I would imagine that things like warehouse space and office space will tend to tick up over time as those folks grab up what's available. But right now, everything seems pretty good. There are a lot of businesses that have been hurting and are not able to keep their leases up. So let's see here. Any experience with the current status of the tactical arbitrage rollout in Germany? Are you involved in that as well? So that is above my pay grade. I am not on the development side or anything like that. I'm just a pretty face that teaches other people how to use tactical arbitrage and some of the skills and levers to pull to make sure that you get the data out that you want to get out. The developer and the developer, the owner and the developer and the development team all does the actual rollout of sites and things like that. Now, tactical arbitrage has worked in Germany for quite some time, so I'm not exactly sure what rollout you might mean. But unfortunately, no, I don't handle all of that. Let's see here. Bob Steele's in the house. What's going on, Bob? Bob is one really good dude, a really smart Amazon seller. And I actually need to reach out to Bob. Bridget says, by the way, as dumb as it sounds, those leads and bolas have really helped me in learning. I can't get a lot of them because I'm still gated, but those, along with your teachings, are really opening my eyes. So for the umpteenth time, well, thank you. I really appreciate you saying that. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot. And I also didn't pay her to say that. All right. All right, everybody. I think that will do it for today. It's about 30 minutes. I hope that you guys absolutely crush it. Have an incredible weekend. Have a safe weekend. Make sure to wash your hands and be nice to each other. And as always, good selling. And I'll see you guys same time, same place next Friday at 9:30 for Coffee with Chris. Have a great weekend, everybody.